Yo, Instagram, it's Pelfrey. This is the Red Sea Reefer 250. I did clean the front of the glass. Tank is a little cloudy. Before we start, JCS Reefing, link in the description below. Check out his channel. I've been watching him for a long time. He's done some major changes to the tank over the course of a little while, trying to gain him some traction. He's been in the reefing game for about 10 years now. So now that we got that out of the way, the tank, you know, as I stated last video, it's doing well. It's almost doing too well. I feel like something should happen now. I do need to get up here and clean. You can see there's a cobweb there, or dust or whatever, but I do need to get up here and clean the radions out. I'll probably just take some duster and get them cleaned out. I've got this very strange algae here. I have no clue what that is. Somebody mentioned in a previous video way back that these are like these white dots that are back here. They are, let's see if I can get a pretty good description of where that website was. Sorry, I got you pointed at the floor. These, I don't even know how to say that, but on Milov's website, let's see if I can scroll down here. Tiny white dots about the size of a pinhead can be found in reef tanks, overflow boxes, and sumps, as well as return pumps. They are whatever worms, which are filter feeders. I'm not sure exactly if that's what these are. I mean, they don't harm anything, and I don't ever see any worms coming out of them, but anyway. I do need to test nitrates and phosphates on the tank. The tank definitely is getting nitrates and phosphates via food that I'm giving it, dosing nitrates manually, and it's getting it through the auto top off. I did decide to keep water in the auto top off, so I put a little bit of nitrates, a little bit of phosphates in the auto top off. Definitely time for me to harvest some chaeto. As you can see, I got the Kalk wasser up here on top of the chaeto, and I would stick my hands in there, but I have bristle worms, so I'm not even gonna deal with that whatsoever. But it's thick, it's growing great. A lot of people have asked me, how come I'm not running a skimmer? Quite frankly, Jay's Reef and a couple others have run tanks without skimmers, and I decided to do it about a year ago. I've been thrilled with the results, and the tank is done very well without the skimmer, considering I have a pretty good sized refugium here, and it's packed. I mean, this is dense macro. I do need to pull some out. I'm pulling a large amount out, and I'm sure that dosing the nitrates and phosphates is helping grow the chaeto. I did move the tube, so if you're not familiar here, I dose 200 milliliters of Kalk wasser a day, and it's simple to swap out. So that's just a top here, and this one is a top with a bulkhead screwed into it, some RO line, so it's very easy to swap out. So I clean these containers out every time I fill them up. So there's a little bit left at the bottom of it, but I don't worry about that. I'm gonna dump that out. I'll rinse it out thoroughly. I will add another gallon of water and fully saturate Kalk. It's like 2 teaspoons or tablespoons, I don't know, but it's fully saturated. Oh, let's see, look at the zoanthids here looking all pretty for us today. Acans looking great. This guy continues to encrust more and more on the rockwork. The green slimer, this was my first green slimer of the 3, has started to encrust, and I'm waiting for this Paletta pink tip to grow out and color up a little bit more, but it's encrusting onto the rockwork, so I'm happy with that. Again, I'm thrilled with the way the tank is going, and I'm not doing anything. Like I said in my last video, the motivation for the tank has pretty much bottomed out. I mean, summer's here, it's beautiful outside, we're just enjoying life outdoors, all kinds of other things going on. And yeah, this tank has definitely taken the back burner. As you can see, I still need to get the baseboard put on. So we got paint for the baseboards, and once we get those painted, I'll start working on that. As far as the tank is concerned and the baseboards, I'm not gonna move it out for that. I'm just gonna slide the baseboards up against the wall, nail them in on both sides, and then whenever I move the tank out eventually, I'll nail them in all the way. I almost forgot, I mentioned this previously, but the Reeflink has been acting weird for a little while now. I've been running it for over a year, and for over a year it's been pretty much flawless. No complaints whatsoever, but the connectivity between my phone and the Reeflink has been, and even my computer, has been spotty, so much so that I have to go reset the Reeflink just to adjust the lights. And all of a sudden, it's working again. So, you know, I just dealt with it, left it alone. The firmware is up to date, and matter of fact, the firmware is completely up to date on the Radions because I'm waiting for Mobius to come out. But I know I've talked about it before. Still zero complaints about the Reeflink. It is installed upstairs, so when I did want to adjust the light spectrum, I would have to go upstairs, unplug it, give it a few seconds to boot up, and then get into EcoSmart Lab to adjust the light spectrum. But again, it's working perfect, so you know, no complaints there. I did move, this power head was here in the middle, and I moved it back and pointed it forward, and I will probably move it to the back wall just because I like to have these side panes with nothing on so I can keep the glass clean, because something about this tank, and I don't know if it's because I'm opening the blinds very early in the morning and having the sunshine come in, or if I don't know if it's nutrients or whatever, but the glass gets dirty on this tank super fast. And you can see there's the lines there where I brought the glass cleaner over to at least the front panel to get that cleaned off. But yeah, the Reeflink's been working great for me. The pumps, you know, they're dirty, but they're still functioning as they should. And I actually shortened the pulse on the pumps just a little bit, so I'm not getting as much of a wave as I was, but it's more of a variable flow, I feel like, so it's going to take some getting used to it. And you know, it's got me thinking, especially with Mobius, it would be nice to have Vortec pumps on this tank, because you could change the flow throughout the day, whereas on these pumps it's a set it and forget it type of deal. And these pumps are workhorses. They are absolutely awesome pumps. So I don't know, I'm really not, if I do Vortec pumps, it's not going to be for a while. I'm not about to invest the money into this, considering we have so much stuff going on with the house, and I got a new truck, and I'd like to buy some things for it. So Vortec pumps are not in my immediate future, but it's something that I've thought about in the back of my head because of the different flow patterns that you can arrange for them. And I probably do need to take this pump out because the inlets back here are pretty dirty, so it would provide much better flow. The big green slimer, you know, I paid 60 bucks for this thing, and I really didn't know how it was going to do, and it's done. It's done awesome. Polyps out every day. Great growth on the tips of it. Let's see. Fish are doing good. Haven't lost a fish in a long time. And now that I've said that, I'll probably eat those words. I hope not. I hope not. But I'll probably eat those words. Let's see. This coral is something that I added to the tank a long time ago. And I thought it was dead. I left the plug in there. And it does look like algae, but I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know if it's deciding to resurrect itself and come back and have fun with this. This coral fell off the rockwork. Look at that leopardgrass. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Scarvy taught me into that one. Happy I did. It's a beautiful fish with the colors on it. But yeah, this coral came off the rockwork weeks ago, and I've just left it alone because I haven't been sticking my hands in the tank. I have noticed I do have a dead head. It's some Grateful Dead there. A dead head on this hammer coral, and there's one here on this hammer coral that's struggling a little bit. They might be just a little bit too close. Now this is the original hammer coral that I've had for years, and it's the biggest one by far. But they may be a little too close, but they're getting good flow, so that shouldn't be the issue there. So, you know, I don't really know what's going on with that, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. Didn't notice, and I don't know if we can see it or not. Nope, can't see it. with a beautiful view coming down from the stairs. It's gonna be amazing when the corals grow out. So with that said, as I'm backing up the steps to get the youngest up from her nap, be sure to check out the website at pelfrey.net. Check me out on Instagram at Pelfrey's Reef. Comment below, whatever you want, you know. Hey, it's YouTube. Catch you on the next one.